Hello, and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who might be watching to Pulling Up the Slask. Shalomsk. This is Ben. I am going to do some more recording. So it's been a few little bit of times since I did the last one. You can see, fun fact, our stadium is now 14,000 seats, which is exciting. I'm hoping to ask the board to expand that again. They just were in the middle of a takeover where they were rumoured to be getting rid of me for some mug. Where was he? So it was some fella called... He was watching the game and they were all like, ooh, he's going to take over. This guy here, Yaroslav Statursky, was supposed to be taking over instead of me. What he's done as a manager is he's won in the Polish FA Cup third round and he in the second round. And he won in the third round and finished 11th in the... So you can understand why they would want to replace him with me with him, these new guys. But anyway, the boardroom takeover fell through, meaning that I can now ask them to rebuild the stadium a bit more. We've still got Zygmunt Solars-Zak as our guy. Anyway, let's look at the fixtures that we've been playing. Where did we leave off? We played Sparta Prague, didn't we? Yes, we did. Right, so... we played a fair few games. We played Cracovia and we somehow won 3-1. We did not play well in that game, we won 3-1. We then played Podbeskidzie and we won 5-0, where we did play well, although I think, was it that game where... So one of these games, Mancia... Okay, so not there. So then we played Dortmund away at the Signal Iduna Park and we lost 1-0. It was an unfortunate loss. We were doing very well. They were just better than us. Vrosław scored an own goal, but it wasn't really an own goal. The player kicked at the keeper and he sort of dropped into the net. But even, well, maybe, I guess it was probably more like how Karius' goal in the Champions League final this year, where he sort of like, it went through his hands and over his head. It was a bit of a disappointment, but we lost 1-0. We then played Lechia Gdansk and we won 3-2. 3 goals from Valery Chiravtsev, after him scoring twice in this game. He's been on a bit of a tear-up in the league, so he scored 3 there. We then played Swit in the FA Cup second round. We beat them 5-1. Mancia scored twice. Goosens scored his first goal. I'm going to change his name to Goose because it would be negligence not to. Goose. Okay, so... then I played Vidjev and we drew 2-2, which again featured Valery Chiravtsev scoring a last minute equaliser, which was nice. We then played Lyon at home in the group stages of the Champions League. I was going to record this, but it was at like sort of 3 a.m. yesterday and I thought, nah, bugger it. We unfortunately lost 2-3 after being 2-0 up. We were 2-0 up in the first half. They scored right at the end of the first half and then we... this Mohamed Yilmaz guy, and then they scored late on to take the game, which is very frustrating because they were top of the group and now they're still top of the group, and we could have really done with a point or two because we've already dropped points against Dortmund, meaning that our games against Sporting are very crucial. Anyway, we then followed that up with a 3-1 win over Bełchatów, in which Matthias Mancia got injured and he's out for, I think, 5 weeks or something ridiculous. Where's my information about him? He's out for 3 to 4 weeks, so hopefully he won't take up too much time in his injury. We then beat Lech Poznan 2-1, which was lucky. Kozmin Kranchinescu own goal, and Andriy Novikov scoring his first goal for the season in the league, giving us a 2-1 win. And then we edged past Legia with right back Lukas Mrozek nodding in to give us the win, meaning that the Ekstraklasa looks a little bit like this. It's a little bit tighter than last year because last year we only lost our second game in December, the last game of the year, so we only lost 2 games in the first half of the year, so we've got a... So it looks tighter than possibly it might end up being. Our goals conceded ratio is not as good as it was yet last year. We only conceded 19 in total. The year before we only conceded 18. This year we're already well on our way to conceding more than 20, I'd have thought. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But the goalkeeping situation, like last season we had Jaffa Cake, who was very, very good whenever he played. Now I'm trying to bring in this Belarusian guy. Hopefully he can sort of shore things up, because I think Wrocław is starting to show his age. Anyway, that's what the extra class looks like. We also have the Champions League group, where we are ahead of Sporting, because of the fact that we haven't conceded so many goals. They have been very leaky. They got spanked by Lyon and by Dortmund. So one would think that our best hope of qualifying for the next round of whatever European competition we get through to is to beat Sporting. It's because it's got big, in brackets, poor after it, makes me want to say Porto. Right, so let's take them on. It could be much worse. We could be Dinamo Bucharest. Oh, I didn't even... So yeah, the point being, I actually hadn't told you who we were in the group with. Lyon, Dortmund, Slask, it's us, and Sporting. There you go, that's nice. It could have been much worse though. If we look at the group stages, all of them, as you saw, just as I was going to bring it up, Dinamo Bucharest got Chelsea, Barcelona and Stuttgart. Bate Borisov got Man City, Real Madrid and Galatasaray, although it looks like Bate managed to draw with Man City, which is pretty embarrassing for Man City. We could have been Maccabi Haifa, who had Arsenal, Moscow. We could have had Porto, Juventus, Celtic would have been a bad one. That probably, and they're all horrible groups basically. That one, yeah, I think we probably could have got some points out of that group. That group doesn't look too bad overall, although Tottenham are good. So yeah, it's there's a potential that we might be able to carry on in Europe after Christmas. It would be most likely, it's looking like it's going to be in the Europa League, because if you finish third in your group, you end up in the Europa League. So it seems like that's probably where we'll be, but let's see. It might not be the case. So we're going to bring Christopherson in from Mrozek, who's ineligible in Europe. The European registration rules are much harsher than they are in the Prem, in the extra classes. So that's unfortunate, but it's the way it is. Let's submit our team, and also so for example, I signed Cherevtsev after I had played that first games in the Champions League, so we weren't able to re-register him. Right, let's really try. We're at home here. We should really be looking to beat Sporting. We need to keep above them in the group in order to qualify. So if you finish fourth, you absolutely do not qualify for anything after Christmas. But if we win this one and the next game against them, it's very likely we'll end up in the Europa League knockout stages. So always at the post, Andre. They got a player called Thompson. What was his first name? Colby Thompson. It's probably Danish. There's the Danes on this game are just, or on this particular save anyway, are just really good. They're a powerhouse of producing talent, as we'll remember from Mads Pedersen, but also from like Christopherson, the guy we have at the moment, and it's over. I'm not convinced that we're going to do very well here. Sporting are quite good, even though they're crap against the other teams. Goose, come on, Goose. Icardi, Goose. Icardi. Claudinel. Tullio, what a finish that is. And like the colour scheme that they have at the bottom there is white on white, is that? White on like slightly light green, which makes that bloody impossible to actually see. But yeah, it was flashing and they did just score an absolute screamer, which is a shame. Was that Claudinel scored that, or was it Tullio? Tullio. Oh yeah, Tullio, what a hit. Wrocław, you'd have hoped would have get his hands on that, but apparently not. I wondered why this was looking so sort of weird and sort of stilted. It's because you can't see any of the text when they've got the ball. So maybe we could do with getting the ball a bit more. Oh, Karofsky. Hengardner. That'll be a goal slip. See, that's a sensible colour scheme. Stupid Sporting. Right, Bogusz to Spoznek. Goose. Andre Aravena. Okay, this is not looking good. We'll play also the next extra classic game after this to give us a double header as per usual, and then I'll probably play the next Sporting game after this one as well because it's in a couple of days, or it's in like a week and a half or something like that. And Tullio scores again. Very annoying. Well, let's try and calm them down. There's a lot more to be. Come on, we should be winning this one. We were so much better. We were so good against Lyon, except for the unfortunate sort of collapse in the second half. But it was just sort of tiredness, and I think we had a couple of injuries. Novikov has been booked, and we've not got Mancia up front, which is frustrating. Goose. Zbozinek. It's a great save from Aravena. Andre. He whips the ball in. Davidov's at the back post, doesn't get there. Oh shit, 71 minutes. Right, let's make a change. That colour scheme is really upsetting me. Petrovic is coming on. Wutra is coming on, and Souza is coming on. Cernic is doing very well on the left. Usually, he's not doing well today, but no one's playing well today. He's a very good player though for us in these in the extra classer. Hengartner, Hosditch, flipping flippity flibbles. Okay, Novikov. Okay. Icardi making tactical changes. Come on then, boys. Let's try and get one goal. Jeez, Louise, or a point. It would be lovely to get a point in the freaking Champions League. Oh, Matra. Oh, he hit the post anyway. God. Oh, what a surprise. Masha comes in the middle of a recording. Hello. All right.
And you?
Yeah, fine. Put your stuff in the machine.
Yeah, I do. I need to go to wash. I will go after I finish
I can't hear a word she's saying.
wash.
Oh, you got to go feed the cat. Yeah, yeah.
But not now.
Masha's just had some lunch. Smacking stuff about. Of course, everything she has to do right now. I can't believe we fucking lost 2-0. We weren't even good against them either, we were terrible. Yeah, well, fair enough, I suppose.
Fair enough, fair enough. Are you recording?
Yeah, because when you came in and I said, look, here's Masha again, and
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Okay, what minutes late?
no, you can clean it now, it's fine.
Are you sure?
But you've already...
I didn't know. Sorry.
And now we have to play Krakow as well, which is a load of rubbish. 2 tough games. Apparently he's going to be a crap goalkeeper, but apparently he's good in our team. Whatever. No, what's the point? Yes, he can do that. Doesn't matter if our goalkeeper's using his weak foot or not. Yeah, go on and scout him. Yeah, go on and scout him. Okay. The backroom staff meetings are never very useful, I find. Okay, so now we have to play Wisła. Wisła are a good team. Hopefully we can pull them apart. We're only 2 points ahead. It's very congested at the top of the league. A lot of teams have been sort of winning and losing against each other, which is strange. Seems like a strange thing to say. And it is. I mean, he's worth 2.3. I'm not paying 2.3 million for him. How good is he? He's not even that good. He's okay, but he's not 2.3. I could get a player like him for free. Okay. Well, I've got better players than him, so let's not. What about this guy, Pribilov? Okay, let's take on Wisła. Looking to play a free and open game. Flying Andre well. I'm trying to put pressure on Warszawa every time they ask me about him, so I always say they're going to win. Hopefully that will mean that they eventually drop some points. They did lose recently. They've only conceded 4 all season. I think we drew 0-0 with... Oh no, they beat us, didn't they? 1-0, yeah, so that's the problem. So we need to hope that someone else knocks them over whilst we continue our form. Our form in the league has been very patchy. I know it looks like we've won most of the games, but we've been very, very slow. Like occasionally we start incredibly quickly, and then other times we just absolutely buggered it up, basically. Widrington. Yeah, well, he will be if you stop fucking reminding me. If we stop playing in Europe, he'll play all the time. And then do we have to play Zagreb right afterwards as well? I hate Europe. Europe really gets in the way of the extra class this season. But then I do want to win the European Cup. But then I won't win it with Slask, I think. It's going to take fucking ages before we're good enough to beat any of these teams. Yeah, we do have to play them straight away. Good. Okay, right, let's play. So, Cherevtsev comes in for Zbozinek, who was... Watra is suspended, of course, very helpful. Mrozek is going to come in here. We're going to bring in Branislav Savic in for Klos. We're going to put Souza over there on the right. We've got Kurowski and Davidovs at the back. I signed this new guy called Samuel Gauthier, by the way, 19-year-old Swiss midfielder. He's decent. He'll probably sort of come into play a little bit next season, a bit more. Right, okay, so I think that's how we're going to line up. Although I don't like Novikov there. We're going to play Zbozinek and hope that he can just be better than the other guys. Like they're not yet experienced enough to be scoring consistently, which is very frustrating. Although this Cherevtsev is very good. Right, now I said before that he wasn't repaying his transfer fee, but now he very much has been. He scored something like 11 in 5 games or something crazy like that. So let's hope you can get some more here. Cherevtsev. Oh, curls it over the bar. Frustrating. Mishtal. Mrozek, but Souza gets there. Davidovs up to Cherevtsev. What's he going to do? He's going to give it to Souza, who's not going to get the ball as he is. Mrozek. Souza. Goose. Zbozinek. Terrible, terrible finish. Absolutely terrible finish. Okay, Kurowski. Sikorsky. Okay, fuck. We're nowhere near as settled at the back. I don't know what. I think is it the keeper situation, do we think? Again, like, because Rosław is older and less sort of commanding as he was, and we don't have the Jaffa Cake influence. He was instrumental in us scoring a lot of points during the small run he had at the club. Cherevtsev, oh, he's been taken out. Is he injured? No, he's not. Okay, he's good. Miskiewicz, Mishtal, Wisła. We've already beat these lot 3 or 2-1 earlier in the season in the Super Cup. No. Oh, fuck. Come on. We've so often in the last few games come from behind to win, and it's pissing me off that we have to keep doing it. Kierzewski, Sikorsky, Kowalski. This is the trouble with being a shit little team, is that people buy all your best players, so you can't just build on the success all the time. Like, we have to keep rebuilding. Hopefully getting into the Champions League will mean that it'll be easier for... So the best way to improve us and allow us to continue to get better and keep our better players is if we can keep progressing in Europe in the Champions League. So hopefully by doing well this season we'll be able to overtake another couple of teams in the coefficient, another couple of countries in the coefficient list. Now where Goose is playing terribly and he's knackered, so he's coming off straight away. There we go. That will help the defence. Yeah, if we can increase our coefficient ranking, then we can hopefully get another Champions League spot. Because if we've got 2 Champions League spots, even if it's just 2 qualifying spots, first and second, that would mean that we have such a big... Christ. It would mean we have such a big advantage in terms of trying to further increase our coefficient spot. For crying out loud. What the fuck are you doing, people? Mrozek's playing terribly, Davidovs is playing terribly, Korovsky's playing terribly. Why are they all playing so badly? I don't get it. I'm going to leave it for now. Right, Cernic. Spozinek, terrible fucking header. God damn it. Appalling. Right. Oh, come on. We beat them earlier on in the season. We were comfortable. Right, Souza now. Gives it to Novikov. And he just tamely taps at the goalkeeper. Man, we are so not clinical. It's ridiculous. It feels like the other teams, I don't know why, but the other teams seem to be way more clinical despite being crap. Like their players are terrible, but they seem to put all their chances away, whereas we... The trouble is, just tearing into them doesn't... Okay, we're going to do it. I expect to see a much better showing. We're like a second half team every time. We play so much better in the second half. Mancia really does affect... Not having him here, it does affect how we play. Okay, Mishkovic. Novikov. Luchak. Chiravsev. Savic. Oh, to Chiravsev. Oh, he's at the post! Okay, Souza now. Crosses. No one's there. Oh, crying out loud. What are you doing? Right. Lek gets in there. Ah! Playing fucking appallingly. Souza's not. Oh my god. It's not going to be a very fun video to listen to. Gijewski now. Come on, Sikorsky, Djukovic, Klos, Kuravsky now. Okay, now let's go. Cernic. Why do you just waste time? What the fuck is wrong with this game? Like, the players don't do that. Slowly walk forward with the ball. It's not. Oh, what are you doing? I'm in a bad mood. Gishevsky, Davidovs clears, Kos, Tomic, Kos, Sikorsky, Djukovic, Kos. Oh, it looks like they've lost their game as well. So we're lucky that Warszawa is equaling our results. So if we can just get a point here. We beat them 3-1 away last season. What were you fucking trying to do there? He's offside. And he hit the post anyway. Christ's sake, it's absolutely appalling. Gishevsky. Mrozek gets the ball, puts the ball forward to Andre. Andre to Luchak. Savic shoots. Why did you shoot, you I'm in a bad mood. We lost. Oh, absolute fucking joke. And then that's so frustrating. Okay. Alright. Okay, fine. Well, I'll see you next time. Bye.